All right, guys, back again. Hopefully this time it's going to work okay. Let me just get this screen, this random thing off here, and hopefully you're seeing what I'm seeing. There you go. All right, good. Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell happened here. So we're going to start the stream again. Guys, thanks for joining this Saturday morning. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. We're going to be flying in a Microsoft Flight Simulator, FS 2020, if you will, in VR using the HP Reverb G2. And we're going to be flying OnAir Manager. Should be lots of fun today. We're going to be flying the Cessna 208 Caravan, Grand Caravan, and looking forward to that. And yeah, so give everyone a chance to join. I had to restart the stream because of some errors for some reason. Not sure why, but apparently there were some errors. In any event, so to go over what we're going to be doing today as far as flight plan. So we're going to be flying from Palm Springs to French Valley. We're going to take a northwest route here to avoid these mountains. It's about 45 miles to French Valley, a great little airport. I started flying in here when I was when I fly an X-plane and Pilot Edge, and it's a great little airport in the area of Marietta, California, next to Billy Joe Airport, maybe named after the dude from Green Day. Guitarist and songwriter from Green Day. Anyway, so yeah, so here we are. Yeah, it looks like it's back. Hey, Diesel, Take 6, how you doing? So hopefully it's looking better now. Oops, that's not what I wanted. All right, so that's going to be the flight. Pretty simple. And yeah, so if before we get started, if you'd like, make sure you join the VR Aviators group on Facebook. If you're into VR aviation, whatever headset, whichever sim, please check that out. Also, check out the OnAir Managers Facebook group that I run as well. There's about 144 members that are interested in OnAir. You can check that out. Just do the search for OnAir Airline Manager, and vice versa. Do the search for VR Aviators, and you'll find those groups you can join up. Great information here if you're interested in learning about flying in VR, right? All right, cool. So, all right, so it looks like the stream is going okay here. Let me get that off here. So, all right, so let's get to it. We're going to be flying. So one thing I want to let you know, I changed the way I'm going to be streaming the VR content. So when I go into, right now you're looking at the 2D screen of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So when I go switch into VR mode, I'm now going to be using the left eye of FS 2020. Yeah, I did get the PC upgrade. We'll talk about it in a second. Steve, thanks for joining, man. Hope things are going okay for you. So we're going to get right into that. Let me get this going here. So we're going to go Palm Springs, and we're going to just enter our filter. Well, I got to go do this again. I wish they would make this a standard, like a default, so you don't have to do it every single time. So we're going to go D-Way. Right, we want to add that. We're going to go bands. We want to add that. Then we're going to add OTEBE. We want to add that. And that basically completes our flight. So that's the flight we're going to be flying today. We'll have to set the time in OnAir Manager. We'll get to that in a second. So let's get this rolling here. So one of the problems with FS 2020 is when you're in the menu system, it chews up your GPU. It runs it at 100%. So that's why I think I'm having live stream problems here. Yeah, it should pick up again once I'm out of these. It just crushes your GPU when you're in this menu system. They really have to do something about that. It makes no sense whatsoever. To me, it's terrible design that when you're in a menu system, it's chewing up your GPU. So yeah, now it should be starting to go back now, because what happens is when I'm in the menu system, I'm streaming and flying from the same computer. So when I'm in that menu system, it's basically chewing up the GPU, and I'm not able to properly. All right, there we go. So now we're in the plane, cold and dark here at PSP. Conrad, how you doing? Hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm seeing here. Okay. The other thing I noticed is the OnAir client chews up GPU as well, which is interesting. But let me just show you. I'm going to switch to VR mode real quick here. And you can see I have to switch things here. All right, so it's much smoother than it was. It used to be really jerky. It's much smoother than it was. You're going to see a little bit less, and it's kind of fish-eyed because you're actually seeing one of the eyes of Microsoft Flight Simulator. But it's much more smoother. Now, it's also widened out so the resolution isn't going to be fantastic, but what can I do? I'm doing the best I can do. And until Microsoft Flight Simulator comes out with an optimal 2D desktop mirror for VR, this is the best I think that we're going to get. All right, so let's get back to 2D here. Get out of this. All right. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So what we're going to do here is, let me bring up OnAir. Show you that. All right, so we're going to go to OnAir here. And we're going to be flying out of, we'll go over the OnAir VR Aviation group. That's basically the group that I'm part of. Or this is my personal company, if you will, BAMT, okay? And I'm part of the VR Aviation Airlines, which is our airline on, our virtual airline, I should say. And by the way, we're going to be giving a 1-month subscription away at a little bit in the stream here. Let's see. Oh, let me just read it. So you notice my GPS approach to PSP from north is wrong. The nav points will lead me into some hills in Mist Valley. Okay. So it sounds like it's a Microsoft Flight Simulator issue. Hey Tazzy, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Appreciate that. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. So FBOs, well, let's look at aircraft. These are the aircraft that are now available if you're a member of VR Aviation, okay? And if you're interested in joining VR Aviation, just go to my Discord channel. The link is in the description. And all of the instructions on how to do that are in the VR Aviation application channel on my Discord, so you can check that out and see exactly how to join. So here we actually have 2 King Airs now. One is in the shop. Not sure why, but it's in the shop, having maintenance until the 26th. So we can't use that plane for 3 days, which kind of stinks. We've got a Sobo SR-22. I bought that plane for the group. It's a great plane. We have a Sobo MSFS Baron. We've got the Grand Caravan, which we're going to be flying today. We've got the DA62 Aerobas for X-Plane 11. We've got DA62 for FS 2020. And it's a 100-hour inspection? Oh, wow, okay. Didn't know that. We've got an 930. I bought a Torque Sim for X-Plane 11. And we've got the Longitude. Longitude... they changed it this past week where it used to be 1,400 pounds payload, and they actually reduced it. They reduced it to 2,400. Now they upped it up to 4,680, so it's a little bit better, but this plane, it's questionable if it's going to be profitable or not. I still love flying it. You can put 12 passengers in it, but it seems like the best planes for GA type planes are going to generally be the King Air or the Caravan. All right, we're going to be flying that Caravan today. All right, so these are the planes that we have, and we'll take a look at the FBOs as well. Actually, I should probably just bring up Discord here. And if we go to the Discord, if you go to Discord and you take a look at this channel, FBO and Aircraft, I'll always post the updates of where we are as far as aircrafts go. So here's the aircraft, and these are FBOs. Barstow, Daggett, Kingman, McCarran, French Valley, and Palm Springs. So we've got a nice, network going here. Probably going to be adding another 5 size, a larger airport, so we can have like a triangle hub and then spokes into those. And then we're creating jobs within that hub, so you're able to fly within the hub, and you can leave the plane anywhere within the hub, and another pilot will pick it up and fly jobs, throughout the hub. That's sort of the idea. So if you want to get on and just fly one quick flight, you can do that as long as you're leaving the plane within the hub, the FBO network. All right. This is where, if you want to sign up, if you take a look here at the top here, we've got a pinned message. It'll explain exactly the process to sign up for VR Aviation Air, if you're interested in doing that. And we've got a number of pilots who've signed up, so please make sure you do that. Everything's done on Discord, and this explains exactly how to do it. All right? So that's what's going on with the airports and the FBOs. Hey, Take 6, take care. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate that. That's what's going on with the FBOs. Now let's get into some flying. So we're going to go to PSP. Actually, what I could have done is, let me just go back here. I could have just, I want this plane, so I just go right here and click this. And this takes me right to the plane. And my pilot is at PSP. So it's a short flight. We don't need to add any gas. We have 147 nautical miles range worth of gas, so we don't need any fuel. All right. We've got a payload here of about 3,000 pounds that we can add. Okay. Pardon me. So we're going to F70. So let's pick up this guy so we can complete that one. Let's pick up this guy so we can complete that one. And let's see, do we have any passengers going there? Nope. Hey, Tazzy. You need a PC-12 NG. Yeah, for, you mean for FS 2020. Yeah, that would be nice to have a PC-12. That became available. We would definitely get one for the group, for sure. All right, so we're going to basically pick up these 2 loads of cargo. We don't have any passengers going to French Valley. So let's just try to put a dent into this guy. That's going to be too much. So we got to throttle this guy back. So we're at our limit here, which is going to be right about there. Okay. So we're going to be taking 3,228 pounds of cargo to French Valley from PSP, which is perfect. And all we got to do now is, the PC-12 is great for passengers, not great for cargo. I don't think it's going to have a lot of cargo capacity, just like the TBM, So we're going to F7. Got to enter our airport that we're going to go into. I want to make sure that it's going to take 3 minutes to load here. So I just want to take a look at the global settings. So the offset is that we're in California, so we're on Pacific time. So if we look at UTC to PST, I always go on because I always get the time differences different, messed up. So right now it's 3 p.m. UTC time. It's 7 a.m. PST. So I want to offset this probably. So this would put us at 9:30 a.m. Let's just go like 3 hours, so it'll be 10:30 a.m. All right, that'd be fine. So we'll save that. All right. Now let's go back to this guy here. So that's going to be, let's just see here. So we want to go to the Caravan. Where the hell is it? Caravan. Yeah, so it's loading up. Yes, we want to see the details. Your dad has flown a PC-12. That's awesome. You can hold a bit of cargo. Yeah. And yeah, it's very versatile. I love that plane in X-Plane 11 and in FS Economy. That plane made me so much money in FS Economy because, you know, FS Economy is more passenger oriented, and the OnAir seems to be more cargo oriented. So you really, you know, the cargo planes, like we've got Diesel who flies the A320 that does a lot of damage in OnAir. But yeah, PC-12 is great for FS Economy. I guess we could get an X-Plane 11 one for here and see how it does. Maybe we'll take a look at that once we're in the air and see what kind of... well, actually, I guess we could just go look now while this is loading up. Let's go to World, Aircraft. We're going to choose single engine turboprop, right? And let's do PC-12. Let's do search and see. So PC-12 Caravan, that's the one that I have. There's 7 of them. I don't know which one you would use. I guess the latest. Okay. So here we got 7 seats. Here's one with 9 seats. I don't know which one we will use, but it basically cargo almost 4,000 pounds. So 30, whichever, you know, I'm not sure. There's 4 different versions of X-Plane here. This is one of the problems in OnAir. You're like, you don't know which one to use. So, I mean, I would want 9 passengers. As long as this one works, I would probably use this one, right? They need to consolidate this and have like one version. I don't understand the multiple versions. Your dad's moved to a Gulfstream. I'm sure he does. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, I mean, this would be a decent plane. So you could carry almost 4,000 pounds, 3,000, between 3,000 and 4,000 pounds, and 9 people, or 7 to 9 people. So it would be a decent plane. And maybe we'll pick one up for, you know, once we need a little bit more money. I think we're down to like $5 million in the VA. So maybe once we get a little bit more, we'll pick one up, because I do love flying the PC-12. And if it could be a moneymaker and OnAir, then, you know, perhaps we'll do that. So, all right, let's go to here. And let's go to see how our loading's going here. All right, so confirm and go. Yeah, so we got to put F7. All right, so we're all good to go here. We've got our cargo right here, you can see. And we're, yeah, so we're going to be bringing this stuff to what do you call it? To French Valley. So let's give this a change here. Everything is green in the tracking conditions. Okay, so we're going to just do start tracking. Okay. I didn't hear the little voice. Waiting to start. Oh, I got to start the plane up. Ah, that makes sense. All right, so now what we're going to do is, let me take this off here. And we're going to hop into VR. I'm not going to be able to see the screen, guys, when I go into VR here. So let's go into VR. And let's take this off and go into VR mode. That should be much, much more. Could you close my door? Thank you. All right, so that should be much more clearer for you guys. All right, we're cold and dark here. Wow, pretty cool. What's up, boys? You can see the workers right there getting ready to help us out here. So we're going to go, let's get that yoke out of the way. All right. So I'm probably not going to follow perfect checklist here, but I'll be as close as I can. So let's go battery on. Okay. Alternator power on. We're going to go to ignition on. Fuel boost to normal. And generator is on. We're going to... We don't need the avionics yet, so we're going to go throttle to idle. We're going to go prop to idle. We got our mixture all the way in. And this should be... We're going to go clear prop, and we should be able to start this baby up. Oh, one more thing. I got to check the fuel tanks. Ain't going to start without the fuel tanks.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Alright, so now we're good. We got our fuel going. Can turn that off. Put ignition to normal. Standby alternator power off. Avionics 1 on. Avionics 2 on.
Palm Springs ground, Cessna November 328 Tango Delta requesting pushback.
Cessna November 328 Tango Delta, pushback request accepted.
Alright, so these guys are going to give us a pushback, so let's get our brakes off here while they're giving us a pushback. Oops. Crap. Oh, I just ran the guy over. Get our brake back on.
TOS system test. Okay.
That's because I need to bring this back to idle. Alright. Alright, let's go to CDI to, we want to put this on GPS mode. We're going to go, where's my altitude? Where's my altitude? Where's my altitude? Where's my altitude? Over there. Alright, so we don't have to fly too high, but I'm going to go 8. We'll go 7,500. We should be fine at 7,500. Well, I should say we will be fine at 7,500. All right, let's go nav on, flight director on. We're gonna go. We'll do verticals. This has FLC, but I've never used it in this plane, so I'm not gonna trust it. We're gonna go vertical speed. And we're going to go, we'll climb, this plane's got a lot of power. We'll climb at 900 feet per minute. And that should be everything that we need to do. We're getting our pushback here. You can see that we're getting our pushback here. We should probably turn our brake off. There you go. He's getting us our pushback here. And we're going to be taking off to the west.
Palm Springs ground, Cessna November 328 Tango Delta requesting the end of pushback.
That's nice using the AI.
Tango Delta request to end pushback received.
All right, let's get our brakes on. All right, good. So we're good there. Thank you, bub. Appreciate that. He's going to give us the good to go, and we're going to taxi that way so we could take off here.
Cessna November 328 Tango Delta taxi to and hold short of runway 31 left using taxiway.
Yeah, 310 turboprop would be nice too, for sure.
On 119 decimal 7 when ready.
No, Steve, I haven't been back to Alaska much. I love Alaska. I love flying in Alaska. This plane would be great in Alaska. All right, so I think we're good to go here. We have our cargo ready to go. OnAir is up and running. We're gonna fly. So here we go. Let's we got our prop on, and let's just release those brakes and. They want us to hold short runway 31L. Hopefully I'm going to 31L. I think this is 31L. Hopefully they wouldn't put us any. Yeah, it makes sense that would be 3-1. So, a Diesel created a really cool livery for the TBM, if you want to check that out. It's on the Discord server. You'll find it. Look in the VRAV or the MSFS livery channel, and you'll see it in there. All right, here's 31L. They asked us to hold short, so that's what we're going to do. Okay. Maybe we need to go up a little bit further. I gotta tell you, this is crystal
Palm
clear.
Springs Tower Cessna
There we
November
go.
328 Tango Delta at runway 31 left ready for takeoff departure to the west.
Cessna November 328 Tango Delta cleared for takeoff runway 31 left.
All right, we're ready to go. We're clear for takeoff. All systems are go.
Cleared for takeoff runway 31
Get
left
prop to
Cessna 8
full.
Tango Delta.
We're gonna get our flaps for takeoff, and we are ready to roll. Hopefully what you guys are seeing in 2D is much smoother now that I'm using the one-eye mirror technique. Thanks to VR Pilot. That's the technique that he uses and prefers. I think it's... even though the resolution is really, really stretched out and you're missing a lot of the field of view that I see, it's less janky and less jittery, so... I think it's a better alternative, like I said, until Asobu delivers a 2D mirror. Please, deliver a full FOV 2D mirror. That would be awesome if you could do that. This way, you know, you're going to use less GPU cycles and stuff. So, anyway. Till that happens, it is what it is. But you guys, I mean, it looks like you guys are getting a pretty decent view of everything. Alright, so we're good to go here, guys. We'll throw a Euro damper on. We're clear for departure, clear for takeoff. Here we go. Looks awesome. You got this field of wind turbines in front of us, wind power turbines. I read an article that those things aren't actually as efficient as people think they are because of the maintenance and the cost for delivery of energy, for what the costs are. There's some people are up in the air about it.
Airborne time locked.
All right, we'll fly the runway heading here. Let's click our heading button just so we have that on there. Get those flaps up. I gotta tell you, FS 2020 in VR is pretty special. When you get it dialed in, it's pretty special.
Cessna 8 Tango Delta, continue for west departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Palm Springs Tower Cessna November 328 Tango Delta continue for west departure.
Yaw damper doesn't work. Oh well. Whoa, 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 what the hell? Oh, I see what it's doing. It's making a beeline. Alright, it's making a beeline for the magenta there. That was a little scary. And now it's going to, see, that's, I don't like that. I don't like that. Alright, we're going to have to hand fly this around these mountains here. Because we're not, we don't have this, we don't have the, elevation. A lot of the other planes are much smoother when they when you turn on autopilot to capture the magenta, if you will. This plane seems to have that B line right for the magenta line, so they kind of have to fix that here. But they've fixed that in a number of planes. I didn't realize that would be different in each plane. I guess it is. But it seems to be that this one isn't functioning completely properly. And actually, we don't really need to be at 7,500. We're gonna bring it down to 7,000. Actually, I think 6,500 will do us. Let's just hand fly it around these mountains here. Take a look outside the plane. There's that field of windmills. Pretty wild.
328 Golf Charlie frequency change. SoCal approach Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie is type Cessna Caravan 5 miles northwest of Palm Springs. Request flight following.
Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie SoCal approach. Squawk 1767.
Now the mountains are kind of rounded. I think that might be because my settings are on medium pretty much for the most part. A few ultra and a few high settings, but for the most part it's on medium because I'm using a 1080 Ti, right? So, alright, we can probably turn on autopilot now. Let's see what happens when we turn on autopilot. Alright, there we go. So we're going to be climbing 900 feet per minute. We probably can bring that back a little bit. We'll go 800 feet per minute. Now we can enjoy the view. Let the computer fly the plane. You can see those windmills up there on the mountain there, or the hill I should say. Pretty cool. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to build the network of FBOs for OnAir and VR for VR aviation in this area, because it is such a cool, pretty place to fly with all the mountains and scenery and stuff. It definitely doesn't get boring, whether you're in X-Plane 11 or you're in FS 2020. It really is a pleasant area to fly with a lot of eye candy, you know. So that's one of the reasons why I thought it would be a good idea to build in this area. Let's see. So Tazzy, you're building a PC at the end of the year to use as an aid for my pilot training. Awesome. That's awesome. 1994, flying flight sim in 1994. That's pretty awesome, dude. I've been involved in it since like 1980, 82 maybe, somewhere around there. I think it was 82. Why are the pushback guys always there by default? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can turn that off or not. I think it's just they think it's realistic, right? Yeah, Australia is beautiful. So I guess you're from Australia, Tazzy? Tazzy Devil. Yeah, this is so much, you guys are seeing is so much smoother than with the mixed reality. I mean, it is washed out, unfortunately, but what can you do? It definitely looks much crisper in the headset for me, you know. But what can you do? Yeah, we're gonna do a couple of flights today. We'll get to get to French Valley, and then we'll see where we can go from there. I'm sure there's some VR aviation jobs we can put picked up. So you've lived there for 6 years. That's awesome. And you're what plane are you planning to do your pilot's training on? Let me guess. Cessna, either a 152 or a 172. let's just check our how we're doing in VR here, because right now I'm looking in 2D. All right, so we're good here. We're gonna be flying over those hills right there. We're climbing up to, we probably should be good at 6,000, so I'm going to lower this to 6,000. It will level off here, and then we'll have a quick we'll have a nice flight to French Valley. Yeah, if I remember, like, as long as you're above 6,000, you're good on these hills here. So I've flown this a lot in X-Plane 11. Pilot Edge, actually, when I was involved with Pilot Edge. The Cherokee.
Cessna 8 Golf,
The
Charlie,
Cessna
contact
shit
March
box.
approach on 133.5.
Gotcha.
133.5 Cessna 8 Golf Charlie.
No, Steve, I don't have a
March approach,
3080
Cessna
yet.
November 328 Golf Charlie 6,000 feet.
Oh yeah, you asked about the upgrade. Give me 1 second here.
Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie March approach, continuous land. Altimeter 29.902.
My wife made me some wonderful fried eggs. She makes the best fried eggs. I don't know what she puts on them, but they're great. So I upgraded to a i7 10700K, the new Z900 Z490 motherboard. It's the Gigabyte Vision D motherboard. It's a really nice board, and I can use it for gaming as well as content creation and music and media and stuff. So that's why I bought it. It's got Thunderbolt ports. It's really nice, really great motherboard. So that went pretty smooth. Had a couple of issues in upgrading, but figured them all out, and now I've been using it for over a week and a half. So it's things are copacetic. I've been toying. I'm still using the 1080 Ti, and I've been toying. I've been thinking about what I should do next steps for GPUs. As you know, GPUs are really super scarce, right? So it's the 30x GPUs are almost impossible to get unless you want to buy one from eBay and pay like a 30, 40, 50%, even higher premium, you know. Taz, let me just answer your questions. So you love the Arrow Cherokee. Yeah, it's a nice plane. I've seen a lot of them flying at local airports. You don't want to fly the Cirrus, though, to learn? Yeah, it's probably better to be on steam gauges. I agree. If I was going to take lessons, I would probably definitely go with steam, you know. Yeah, I'm not going to get a 2080. Let me just explain my thoughts. So I do mine. I use my gaming PC for Ethereum mining and also ZIL mining. I'm going to make a video on that. When I'm not using it, it's mining cryptocurrency. So the 1080 Ti is not really the greatest efficient for mining cryptocurrency. The 3060 Ti is like really great for mining cryptocurrency. So I would like to get one of those. Now that's going to be about maybe a 10% gain on the 1080 Ti. All right. The ultimate plan is to have 2 GPUs in my PC, right? One will be the gaming GPU, which should probably be a 3080, because basically NVIDIA is not going to come out with a 3080 Ti anytime soon. So the 3080 is the way to go, right? Even though it's got less VRAM than the 3080, the 3060. It's a different type of VRAM. It's better, faster VRAM. So when you look at VRAM, you can't just, in the 30 series, you can't just look at the quantity of it. You have to look at the type. I forget what it's called. GSX. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But the VRAM that's in the 3080 is faster and more modern. So in any event, what I'm probably going to end up with is buying a 3060 Ti and a 3080, buying both. And the 3080 will be my gaming GPU, because it's not super efficient for mining. And And the 3060 Ti, thank you, GDR6X, thank you. Yes, that's the better, faster VRAM. And the 3060 Ti will be the mining GPU, because that one's super efficient for mining. I think you get like close to over 60 megahash for ETA, for Ethereum, and you can do that on like 120 watts of power, which is phenomenal. So I eventually want to build a mining rig of 3060 Ti's, but you can't buy them. They're like, you got to pay $700 for a $520 GPU. I'm not going to do that. And the 3080, it's supposed to be a $700 GPU, and you can't touch those for like under $900 on eBay. So I'm not. Once they're available, I'm probably going to buy the 3080 first. Get rid of the 3080 Ti, the 1080 Ti, and then I'll eventually get a 3060 Ti. So have two GPUs running in this gaming. Now, I may have to upgrade my power supply in this thing. We'll see, because I have a 750 watt power supply, so I have to make sure the power is okay. You always, the rule of thumb is you want to keep your power consumption, your top power consumption, around 80% of what your power supply actually can provide. So I'm going to stick with that rule of thumb. Now, like I said, eventually the goal is to build a mining rig, which my old motherboard that I took out of this gaming PC, I'm going to use that. It's got 6 PCI slots on it that I could use for put GPU risers onto it. I know we're talking about cryptocurrency here. Yeah, probably going to need a new PSU, probably. But the idea is to continue gaming and continue crypto mining. So probably get a 3080 first, which seems to make a lot of sense. And then I'm going to start to build a mining rig. Now, who knows what's going to happen with the price of Ethereum? My theory is, they always talk about profitability. Well, that lake looks awesome. There's actually a dirt racing track right next to that lake. I remember seeing it in X-Plane 11.
Foxtrot 70 traffic, Cessna November, 328 Golf Charlie, 10 miles northeast, 6,000 feet inbound to land, runway 18.
Right, we need to get down here, so we're going to get down to, oops. Wrong one. Let's get down to 3,000. I'm jabbering away. And let's go vertical speed, and we're going to go down quick here. Let's go down. French Valley is right there. I could see it. This is cool. X-Plane 11 from this distance, I would never be able to see French Valley. I can look right there. It's probably 8 miles away, something like that, and I could see the runway. It's pretty awesome. "10 miles away, you can see the runway." You can't do that. So I should say, you can't do that with the CV1. I didn't mean X-Plane 11. I meant the CV1. My old headset. All right, so we're a little off course here. There's the runway here. I'm going to hand fly this now. So that was a nice quick flight. That's why we picked this up. First of all, I love this airport. It's a cool airport to fly into in VR. And it's a hop, skip, and a jump from Palm Springs, so you can run these quick cargo runs and, make a little bit of money. And it's a long enough airstrip you could probably squeeze the A320 on this airstrip. Although in real life, they'd probably shoot you. But, alright, we're going to have to slow this bird down here. Full flaps there. This thing basically lands like a 172, almost at the same airspeed. It just glides to the ground. Must be cool to fly in real life, you know. It's like flying a tub, like a big tub.
Foxtrot 70 traffic Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie is on final runway 18 to land.
I mean, you could definitely fly a business jet into this airport. A320 might be tough because it's kind of a narrow runway, but certainly this plane is no problem. Got certainly eyes on the runway there. And we're holding almost 90 knots. Get that trim up a little bit, get the nose up. Got to figure out a way I can get chat in the cockpit when I'm flying in FS 2020. Got to figure that out, because I do like to have that next plane 11. It's not a problem, but we need some sort of capability to do that here. All right, we're good. There's the threshold. We're over that. There's a spot we should have landed at right there. So we'll just flare her up and throttle down. Ooh.
Landing
Did a
time
little
locked.
bounce there. Non-towered airport here, so we'll just go over here. We're going to probably find a flight that's going to take us to the east, so let's just get right over here. No one at the airport. By the way, if you guys want to fly with me, I'm on the East USA server. Alright, let's get that brake on. Prop back a little bit. And the easiest way to turn this thing off is to, I think we bring this back here. Just bring the mixture back.
Engine off time logged.
We'll
Flight
put
is
the mixture
finished.
back up.
It has been monitored by OnAir.
And we'll just get her started up again. We'll just leave her running until we figure out where we're going here. But you have to turn the engine off to have it register with OnAir. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's check out OnAir. OVR toolkit on Steam? Yeah, but the problem is I don't run Steam VR. Wait. Can OVR toolkit run with out Steam VR? Like it can just run with OpenXR? Diesel, if you could answer that for me, I'd appreciate it. Hey, VR Flight Sim guy, how you doing, man? You spent ages getting all your your hard drive and SSDs going. Awesome. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Steve Jones still a viewer only. All right, let's check out what we did on air here. So, all right, so we're going to be unloading here for a few minutes. Let's just see here. And then once we're unloaded, then we'll figure out what kind of jobs we can take back. Yeah, it's a pretty beefy rig you got there, VR Flight Sim guy. Pretty awesome. Would you get a i7-900, i7-10900? Gold Coast or Caribbean Canberra flight. I'll check those out. I'll check the Gold Coast out for sure. All right, so we're unloading here. Let's get that unloaded, and then we'll go check out some. We'll check out some other jobs here to fly. Maybe we'll fly to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's available out of French Valley for this the beast that we're flying today, the Caravan. Yeah, so guys, check out VR Flight Sim Guy's YouTube channel. He does a lot of videos on VR testing, various headsets with FS 2020, mainly some X-Plane as well, but a great source of information added to the community. And actually, the two of us have been kind of talking about putting together a podcast. We're going to see about potentially doing that in the future. We'll see. Got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life right now, so sort of delayed on that. But in any event, let me get to the jobs here. And like, speaking of jobs, I recently lost my job, unfortunately. But it's okay. It's all going to work out okay. I got some things in the hopper, but my real life job is company I was with is basically merged and bought. I don't know why this is doing this. Yeah, they take longer. I agree. That's a beefy system there. Beefy system you got there. All right. I don't understand why the cargo's gone, so we should be able to go into here, go into this plane, and it should be ready to roll, which it's not. Why does it still show this? I don't understand. Don't understand this. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. It's still doing apron work. Why does it say? Yeah, okay. Cargo okay, passengers okay. I guess so. I guess it's still doing apron work. It doesn't say here in the status that it's doing apron work, right? By the way, Diesel is the master at OnAir, dude. He knows like everything there is to know about OnAir. That's for sure. Alright, so we give it a little time here to finish its apron work. And then we're going to check out some jobs. FSG. I don't know what FSG is. Tazzy, I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. Turn the engine back off. No. It's already registered. Look at the bottom left. Right here. Apron work. Okay, so it takes a little time. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's okay. Like I said, I've got a few things in the hopper. It's never, in my industry, it's sort of like, not that it's a norm, but you know, I'm not overly concerned about it. You know, just got to watch things financially for the next few months until I find the next, I land the next opportunity, which I do have a few things in the hopper. So. But it does give me a little bit more time for my leisurely activities. But by no means am I crying poverty here. Flight sim guy. Oh, okay. Gotcha. When you get the green check mark, why does it take so long? Why is it taking so long? This used to not be as long. Maybe it's me. I don't know. So we gotta wait for this plane, this bloody plane. Come on. All right, maybe this is an opportunity to, let's see. I've never seen it take this long. Am I wrong, Diesel? See, the thing is, why does it say passengers okay? Cargo okay, fuel loading finished. Everything's in the green here, right? Everything is in the green here. But if you go back to here, what is it doing? What's it doing? I don't know. Maybe I have to restart OnAir. So here's what I wanted to ask you guys. I have never uninstalled FS 2020 and reinstalled it since VR came out. So in other words, I installed it in August and I have never uninstalled, reinstalled. I've read that doing that after the VR update can help improve performance. I'm wondering whether I should do that. It's a long endeavor, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just stuck. I'm going to close this out here and we'll just restart the OnAir. Well, the engine was off. You don't have to have it off. You can have the engine on. It already registered the flight, right? I mean, I could turn it off. You don't have to. Once you turn it off, you can turn the engine back on, and OnAir is fine with that. Let's just try a restart here. So let's go to here. Yeah, it's check mark. See, look, now we're good. We're good. Something was stuck. Something was stuck. All right, let's go to here. Let's see what kind of opportunities we have available to us. Well, we got some passengers we can take back, right? And I think we can take them all back, right? We could do that, or we can take some passengers to Las Vegas. That's a much longer flight. But we could take some passengers, and we can take some any extra, what do you call it, people back. I'm going to add a little bit of fuel here. I don't like to be like at 10% fuel, even though if it's going to be a short flight. Let's just put, how long is it? 35 miles? Well, it's going to be 50 miles, so let's just put 14% fuel in there. No, let's make it 15%. And let's take these 9 passengers. Beautiful. The PSP, and let's see what loads we got to PSP. We'll take part of this load right here. All right, that should be good. Plenty of fuel. Plenty of gas, plenty of fuel, 9 passengers, and I don't know why we can't fit squeeze a little bit more in there. Let's just see if we can squeeze a little bit more in there. Won't let us do it. Won't let us squeeze this a little bit more in there. Alright, that's alright. We'll have to go with that. All right, so that's going to be good. We're going to do an apron work there. And we're going to be heading to KPSP. All right, so while that's happening, let's go to Flight Sky Vector. We're going to reverse this. So we're going to go F70. Let me take a different route this time, maybe. KPSP. All right, so we don't want to go through those mountains, but maybe we'll take it this way. We're going to go right around here. Kratz. And then we'll fly into there with Jessup. That gives us 8 miles. That's a nice, easy flight. All right. What do you say to that? 54 miles and about 30-minute flight. Actually, no, we don't want to go right quite there. We want to go. We want to change this one to like there if we can, because we want to avoid. Let's see, Peeler. Peeler better? Yeah, I think that should be fine. I'd like to get right in there. Let's see, Kratz. Where's Kratz? Yeah. 2 back. Just trying to figure out the best waypoint. We can get rid of this guy. Yes, that's a good flight. That's a good flight there. Perfect. All right, so we could probably fly at about 34. Where are we here? 3,000. This is 52, but it's less. So we're going to fly at like, I'll just fly at 6,000, and we got to get down to, we'll have to get down to 500 to land. So that should be good. 54 miles. All right, so cargo's ready to go. People are ready to go. We're going to go to flight tracking and get that all set up. We're going to start up.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut
all right,
down.
Now
the
we're
engines.
going to go and we're going to go into VR, back into VR here. And let's enter our waypoints. The choices are, I can either do this in the G1000, which is going to be a super pain in the ass, or I think what I'm going to do, just to make it easier, I know this is, you know, not realistic, but we're going to abort this flight for now. And I'm going to go back into 2D here. This just makes it easier. Alright. Alright, and then we're going to, let's go to main menu. It'll take a few minutes here, but it's just a lot easier. Alright, so we're going to go, we're going to do it in the world map just to make it easier, because the G1000 is really kind of tough to manipulate in VR, honestly. So F7, French Valley, KPSP. This is so much easier to enter. We're going to be taking off that way, yes, and we're going to be landing that way, yes, and now we can just enter our waypoints. We're going to go Gazoo, add, and we're going to add TEVUC, TEVUC. Oops, that's not right. TEVUC. There's 2 of them. That seems to be the right one. And that's going to be our flight pattern right there. Nice and easy. Boom. And this way, we're going to be we'll be on the runway. Ready to roll. All right, FSG. You now have an acronym. Actually, it should be VFSG. Good luck, man, with your first flight. Hope it works out well.
Foxtrot 70 traffic Cessna November Tree 28 Tango Delta taking off runway 18 departure to the east.
All right, so we should be good to go here. All right, let me switch it over to VR. Okay, beautiful. And let me get to make sure I'm going to. I gotta set up the OnAir thingy. Hold on. Where is it? Nope, that's the wrong one. Damn it. Alright, we're gonna get on the road here. I should say in the air. K, PSP. And we're going to get our flight tracking here. Boom.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Now we're ready to roll. All right, so let's just get in the cockpit here. Get ourselves centered. I always like to get rid of the yoke. Everything's good there. Would we say our altitude is going to be about 6,000, right? So let's do that. We'll go 6,500 just to be safe. All right, we're going to go nav, flight director on, nav on, vertical speed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And everything's good to go. We'll be taking off, making a left-hand turn. Get this bird near parking brake off. And flaps are good. Nice long runway here, so we got plenty of room to roll here. 328 Golf Charlie is on the go. Runway 18. All right, and when we land in Palm Springs, we'll do our giveaway, the OnAir giveaway.
Airborne time logged.
Going to be giving away a 1-month subscription to OnAir. Let's get those flaps up. Get that trim rolling. Oh, stall. What do you mean stall? Why? Trying to go up too fast? Okay. Let's get our autopilot going and see. This is going to probably take a drastic. Well, that's weird. So that autopilot is screwed. It's got altitude 6,500, vertical speed is 800, and it went down. Let's try that again, see what happens. That was weird. Plane went down. All right, now it seems to be climbing, so we're okay. That's why you cannot trust the FS 2020 avionics.
March approach Cessna November
Sometimes they have a mind. They seem to have a mind of their own.
2 miles south of Foxtrot 70. Request flight following.
Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie March approach. Squawk 5075.
I can't ever remember taking this route.
Squawk 5075 Cessna 8 Golf Charlie.
Cessna Cessna 8 Golf Charlie radar contact 2 miles southeast of Foxtrot 70, 2,100 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Copy Cessna 8 Golf Charlie.
So getting back to the upgraded PC configurations, the biggest problem, or I shouldn't say problem, challenge with the 3080 is the power consumption. My God, such a beast. I got to make sure that my power supply can handle it. I might have to change out power supplies and go with like 1,000. And I was actually thinking about doing that. Just getting a 1,000 watt power supply, swapping it out. I mean, that swap isn't that hard because all the connectors that I have, I'd get an EVGA, so the connectors would be the same. Just, basically take the power supply out, swap it out, connect everything up, good to go. And then have enough power for a 3080 and a 3060 Ti in the same frame. And that could be like gaming and a mini mining rig, right? So with that rig, I should be able to get like 140 mega hash, somewhere around there. But the power consumption on the 3080 does not make it great for mining. That's the thing, right? 3060 Ti's are much better, but 3060 Ti is just a small bump above the 1080 Ti. So, it's when you're using a PC for dual purpose like me, you got to really think about it. You know what I mean? So, power supply would need to change out likely, and then, or what I could do is just build a mining rig and just put the 3060 Ti in the mining rig and not worry about it in the PC. Could do that too, which is probably the better route, because then I could use this 750 watt power supply in the mining rig, just buy another 1,000 watt for that. That gives me 1750, which is plenty for 6 3600 Ti's, because that's 6 3600 Ti's need 1200 watts, and then add 50 for the motherboard and CPU, so you need 1250 for that rig. If you got 1750, that's going to be plenty. So I don't know, there's a lot of, I got to think about the most optimal way to do it. But I'm on the hunt for a 3080 Ti. That's my next purchase, and I'm ready to buy one if I can get one at a reasonable price. Not going to spend $1,000 for it. A $700 card. If you buy an EVGA, what is it, $720, $729, something like that. That's what I want. I want the EVGA version of it, but I'm not going to overspend for it. I'll maybe overspend $50, okay, big deal, but not like 150. That doesn't make sense to me. All right, so we're still climbing up to 6,500. Get a little bit more throttle in there. So that's why I wanted to get this FBO at French Valley. It's a quick skip and a jump from Palm Springs. Nice flight, and you could do some damage with a small plane like this. So anyway, hey Diesel, welcome back, man. Tazzy, welcome back. So Diesel, I've been thinking about expanding the FBO network again. I know you may not want to hear that, but for those of you who don't know, Diesel is the COO, Chief Operating Officer of. He thankfully took the position of Chief Operating Officer of VR Aviation Air OnAir. I guess with me being the CEO. But in any event, together we're managing the network, and I should say the airline. So I'm thinking about adding another size 5 airport, so we could have a triangle between it, Palm Springs, and Los Angeles, and then have the other ones like hub and spoked off. We'll see. But pardon me, guys. We have a lot of jobs to fly already. We actually don't need to pick any more jobs. We've got plenty of jobs to fly. If you look here, let me just pull that up here. Yeah, hold off on that on SNA because I want to make sure it's sort of like a triangle. Let's talk about where before we decide to do it. SNA might be the spot, but let's talk about it before we do it, if you don't mind. I want to just look at the map, and actually we could do it right now. But let me look at this first. I want to just show people. We have a lot of jobs. These are all the jobs that we have ready to fly for the VR Aviation Group, and these are all within the network, most of them. So join up and get your plane ready. You can make a lot of money. We pay 50%. We're thinking about upping that percentage soon, as soon as we get some money in the coffers. But yeah, we can hold off. We got so many jobs now. What happens when it goes black? You actually pay a penalty, right? You pay this penalty on the job, right? So this penalty goes up as it gets closer to expiration. So I think we try to fly the black jobs first, I guess, or can we release the black jobs? We got to think about that, because we don't want to throw away money to make money, I guess is what I'm saying. Anyway.
Cessna 8 Golf Charlie, contact Los Angeles Center on 128.15.
Let's just take a look at where we are here.
128.15 for Cessna 8 Golf Charlie. Los Angeles Center, Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie, 6,500 feet.
Yeah, so we're going to be perfect here.
Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie, Los Angeles Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.9.
All right, so let's take a look. What I'm thinking is, let's go to, let me pull up Sky Vector again here. So let's see. Let me just put the triangle here. So we got KPSP, we got KLAS, we got those two that are Type 5s, right? So where would make and it's 150 miles. So where would make a logical triangle? We could do Phoenix. We want a larger airport, right? China Lake is not large. We want a blue dot airport, right? Or a larger airport. So, I mean, Phoenix, we did Phoenix. We could tie in a lot of these airports here. So let's just see what Phoenix is, okay? So that's going to be 200 miles, 226 miles. That's a nice trek. It's Prescott. No. I'm going to pull this over here so we can make this bigger. All right, so that seems to be a little far. All right, Alright, so that, I mean, that would be a good spot, but it seems to be a little far. We could do... What's this guy here? Bakersfield. Ooh, let's check out Bakersfield. KTFL.
135.275 for Cessna 8 Golf Charlie.
Let's just see Bakersfield.
SoCal approach Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie.
So Bakersfield,
6,500 feet.
you could land the big jets at Bakersfield, right? And Bakersfield would be a nice triangle. It would be it'd be 200 miles. Oh, that would be a nice. I think Bakersfield is perfect because look, it's 195 from Las Vegas. It's 159 from Palm Springs. And you could land the big birds at Bakersfield, and it would form a nice triangle. And then we can add hubs from here. We could add hubs from here, or spokes, I should say, and spokes from here. What do you think? I think that's a nice triangle, Bakersfield. Let's check out the runways, the runway at Bakersfield. Bakersfield. Airport diagram. Alright, so Bakersfield has a... Let's see, the runway is... What does it say here? Oh, 10,000 foot runway. So plenty for your bird, right? 150 feet wide. That's good. Is that good for A320? It's a towered airport, I believe. Yes, it's a towered airport. All right. Why don't we do that? Let's set up a. So that makes. I think Bakersfield, BFL makes the most sense, right? So let's go with Bakerfields that way, and we do to KLAS, and then we go to PSP, so we can see our triangle. See, now we got. See, this is nice. So now we got. Let me just lower this. All right, so we got 150 between these guys. We got 159 here. And we got 195 there. That's a reasonable triangle. I actually have this airport here, China Lake. But now let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right, cool. Let's set up Bakersfield, and then what we can do is, you know, if we want, we can build spokes and stuff, or we can just do random within the group. We could talk about that, but I think it's nice to have a nice backbone. And Bakersfield gets us up into this area up here, which is kind of nice, closer to San Francisco, I guess, right? San Francisco's over here, Monterey. So, and we're all within Pilot Edge, which is cool, right? I think that's our move, Bakersfield. Sound good? Sounds good to me. I think it's Bakersfield. Cool. Has there been any talk about MFS putting floats on the Skyhawks or the Cubs? There may be modifications for that, dude. I seem to remember VR Flight Sim guy flying something with floats on it. Last week I persuaded you to learn the King Air. This week it looks like you'll be learning the A320. Yeah, 320 is on my list too, man. All right, let's see where we are here. All right, we're 2 miles from TVEX, so we're going to have to get our... All right, there's Palm Springs is over there. Let's get our butts down here. Let's get to 3,000 feet. And we're going to go vertical speed. To pull back on the throttle a little bit here so we don't overspeed. We're 11 miles from Palm Springs. And I could see the airport right there. Isn't that beautiful? You could just look out the window and see the airport. G2, thank God. I'm so happy I bought the Reverb G2. It's such an upgrade from the CV1. Really is. Fantastic upgrade. It just looks beautiful down there. So realistic. Alright, there's our airport. We're getting down quick. Actually, we probably should get down even quicker. So, I'm not sure if you guys know, but I wear readers, 1.25 readers, and I wear them for close work, and I also wear them for like watching TV and stuff like that. And when I went to the doctor, eye doctor last, he basically said, you know, if the readers work for you, just use the readers instead of spending money on prescription glasses, because I really don't have any astigmatisms or any problems with my eyes. So I use the 1.25s, and I've got talking with this company, VR Wave, I think it's called. Yeah, VR Wave, and they make inserts for the G2 lenses, and they usually make prescription inserts, but I'm talking with them about making me reader inserts with blue light filtering. And because I've got the small pair of readers that I've tried with the G2, and it actually does clear things up for me. So I've contacted them, and I think they're going to be sending me a set of their inserts for the G2. So if that can work that out, I'm going to be doing a review of their product. Now they're going to be giving them to me. You know, promotionally, as you know, free. So, but as you guys know, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. All right, I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to be upfront and honest about it, because I mean, if you guys are going to spend your money on it, I don't want you wasting your money, right? So they know that. They know it's going to be an honest review. But I think they're willing to send me. I'm waiting for their response. I think they're willing to send me those lenses. So for you guys who wear eyeglasses that have a G2, and I think they make inserts for the Quest 2 as well. Look forward to that hopefully happening soon. So yeah, we're going to be checking that out. You know, I have been concerned since I started with VR with blue light emissions from the panels. Your eyes being so close to the panels and so close to the lenses. I don't know if the LCD screens, what kind of blue light they emit, but I figure it can't hurt to have the filtering. So that's one of the main motivations for me to get these things. But in any event, hopefully that'll come to fruition, and we'll be able to bring you a review of their product. So look forward to that. All right, so when we land here, I'm going to be giving away a 1 month free subscription to OnAir. Going to be a trivia question, a presidential trivia question, since this week was a lot of presidential stuff with the inauguration and all that stuff. So we're not going to talk politics, obviously, but figured we'd keep in the vein of that, and we'll have a trivia question here in a few minutes once we get safely on the ground to give away a 1 month subscription to OnAir. And hopefully, if you join OnAir, you'll join our VR Aviation Airline within OnAir. Look at my Discord. Links in the description to the Discord server. Join that up and look in the VR AAA application channel within my Discord server for information. Look at the pinned message at the top of that for information on how to join our virtual airline. So hope you'll join. We could use some more pilots. Got about 5 pilots now, 5 or 6 pilots now. So hopefully we'll get some more folks in here helping us run through all these jobs. A lot of stuff to fly. So in any event, let's concentrate on landing this puppy. I don't think in the real world a pilot would be talking as much as I'm talking while landing a plane here. Bordering on stall here.
Running time logged.
All right.
Cessna 8 Golf, Charlie exit, runway when able. Cessna 8 Golf, Charlie contact ground on 121.9er.
121.9er for Cessna 8 Golf Charlie.
We're just ignoring ground, guys. All right, this is a good place as any. Check out what damage that we did here. Hold on, let's get our parking brake on. Oops. All right. Turn off that engine.
Engine off, time logged. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by OnAir.
Oh, I think I hit the mute by mistake. Thank you, dude. Sorry. Well, Conrad, congratulations. You won the subscription. I don't know what the hell happened there. I must have hit the wrong thing by mistake. 1 month subscription to OnAir, which you can add to your current subscription. Granola? What? Granola? I don't know what you mean there, Steve. But I think, Conrad, you won. You won't give it away this time. Yeah, last time you gave it away, I was mentioning that while I was muted, that you gave it away to Crackerjack. Very nice of you. This time, you get to keep it. So just IM me on Discord, and I'll make sure after we finish streaming here that I get you that, okay? Congratulations. Appreciate that. So, a grandpa moment. Yeah, I've had a few of those. Yeah, for some reason, it seems like you have to reboot OnAir here with this Cessna because it gets stuck in apron work land. So anyway, let's take a look at that. We're still here. PSP. We've got time for one more flight. We've already been to F7 a couple times today. I think we'll kind of maybe take a different tact here. So we've got... yeah, I know. What can I say, dude? We can go to we don't have any passengers here, but we can go to KLAS, or we can go to Kingman. We could put a nice dent in this Kingman work here. Yeah, so Kingman's 153, KLAS is 151. You find going to the dashboard, clicking the operations, live operations map fixes the apron work. Okay, thank you. I'll remember that. Let's bring this. Let's go to KLAS. Let's go to McCarran this time. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna need. Let's see. We got 151 miles, so we should probably put 250 or 275 and 271 in gas. All right, so that's going to limit our cargo. So we're going to lower this guy a little bit here too. Something that we can fit. All right, there we go. 2,629 pounds. Wow, not a whole lot. We don't have a King Air to fly here because it's being worked on, so we're gonna have to suck it up and just take 2,629 pounds to KLAS. So let's do that. All right. So let's while this is cranking here, we're gonna go to KLAS. Okay. While that's cranking, let's go to Sky Vector. And we're going to go KPSP to KLAS. We'll try to keep her quick here, do a direct flight as possible. All right, we're going to go, well, we really don't need to do anything. We want to fly around this mountain, and we could do that. We could fly over here. So we don't have to go over this 8,000 foot peak. I don't know what the hell that is. Cart. I don't need that. What was that? Okay. And then we want to go. Let's fly in. Let's see what we got here. That's 80. Then let's do this way. So right about there, Keysby, that gives us 10 miles. Beautiful. I think that's a good path. All right. So again, we got 153 miles. We got plenty of fuel. All right. Let's go to. Well, this is working here. Let's go to main menu here. Just we're going to do it in the world map. Yeah, there's a way to do it, but it's convoluted. I actually did a video on it. It's convoluted, and if you really wanted to do it, you could do it, but it's just kind of quicker to do it manually. If Microsoft Flight Simulator had a better way of reading FMS files, I think it is, then yes, it would be, they should be able to, they should develop that type of interface, All right, so we're going to go KLAS. Let's just make sure our arrivals and departures are right. So we're going to arrive on this runway. And we're going to go here. If you guys want to fly with me, I'm on the US server. We're going to take off out of Palm Springs. So let's go to CAR first. CLARR, CLAR. And we'll set that. We'll add that. And then we're going to go to KBSE. Oh, KIBSE. And we're going to set that waypoint. And that'll get us right into McCarran. Beautiful. All right, cool. So not a totally profitable flight here. It's kind of weird when you think about it, because this plane, it's supposed to have a cargo of like 3,000, over 3,800 or something. I guess when you combine it with fuel, you don't get that much of a pop, So anyway. You're ripping up your old floor coverings. Took a coffee break. Oh, okay, cool. Well, good thing you took the coffee break, because you got the giveaway. All right, we're going to basically go hot and ready instead of cold and dark. So let's go. Oh, guess what? Microsoft Flight Simulator just crashed. Okay, well, that's a problem. Abort flight. Okay, that's a problem. So we got to go to Steam. Yeah, that was just a crash to desktop. Boom. And I gotta be honest, that doesn't happen too often to me. But something happened there. Now we gotta wait. Although I will tell you that since upgrading, it loads much faster. It's a faster CPU. And I would say that Microsoft Flight Simulator actually loads faster than X-Plane 11. But what they have to do is they have to fix, when you're in the menu system, it eating up 100% of your GPU. To me, that's ridiculous. And the excuse is that, well, we got the whole world in the background. BS. BS. It should not be taking up 100% of your GPU when you're in the menu system. To me, that's ridiculous. There's another present I have to test, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there. I guess I was sitting on the runway when that happened. I didn't do any. Oh, I know. I switched to VR, right? I think that killed it. I switched to VR. Yeah, guys, if you haven't joined the Discord, please click that link right there in the chat, or go to the description of the video here if you're watching afterwards, and just join the Discord. Information about FS Economy, OnAir, everything that we do there, lots of other stuff. Make sure you're also, if you're interested, be sure to check out the VR Aviation Group on Facebook. 3,000 people there, all interested in the same thing that you are if you're into VR aviation. But make sure you check that out. Pretty cool. And if you subscribe to the channel, if you haven't already, that would be awesome. If you want to hit the like button, That would be awesome too. All right, we're going Palm Springs to McCarran. Yeah, it's odd, right? You can only switch back and forth so many times. To me, that's odd. So this is what I hate. I have to go into open filters here, go down here, turn all these on every single time. I just want them on all the time. I don't want it to do that every time. All right, so this is wrong runway. So we're going to land here. Oh, that's not departure. Dumb. All right, so let's go into, this is arrival. All right, we're going to go here. We should be okay here. Yeah, we are. So we're going to CLARR, C-L-A-R-R. Edit. And KIBSE. Edit. And that should be good to go. It's at fly there. Hopefully we won't crash. Yeah, it shouldn't be switching back and forth. I mean, that's not, that you should be able to do it infinite number of times. But yes, it's probably what it is. But no, I could tell you that I've flown and switched back and forth like 10 times between VR and 2D. And it would stay up and never crash. So maybe, who knows what it is. I'm not going to even pretend to guess what the hell it is.
Palm Springs Tower, Cessna November.
All right, so let's get ready to fly.
Departure to the north at runway 31 left.
All right, so now we can go to our live map here, or live server, I should say. Oh, come on. What? That's not what we want. Go here. Where's it? Right here. We already have this loaded up. It could somehow fit a little bit more weight, but for some reason it won't let us do that. So just live what we live. We're going to KLAS, and we're going to go to flight tracking, start tracking.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Now let's go to VR mode. And let me switch it here. Beautiful. I use a Stream Deck Mini to switch those scenes. It makes it so much easier. All right, so I won't be able to see the chat here for a little bit, guys. So let's get our center on. We'll get this done, which we need to fly at. Oh, I need to see what altitude I need to be at. Let's just check Sky Vector quickly here and look at the probably want to be uh, 7,000 is reasonable. We're gonna have to be at 2200, 2181 at McCarran, so we're gonna fly at 7,000 today. So let's get that dialed in. So we'll go to altitude and we'll dial that up to 7,000. Beautiful. We'll get flight director on, nav on. We're going to go vertical speed at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 feet per minute. And let's see, flaps are set, CDI is set. Do we have the pitot heat on just in case? We got our strobes on. Oh, no smoking, seatbelt fastened. Okay, so that everybody knows that they can't smoke, and we are gonna let that brake go. And we're off. We have clearance. Clear to take off. Beautiful. Let's go. Nice long runway here at Palm Springs. And we're going to fly, we're flying to McCarran, and we're just going to leave the plane there. It's the next person that wants to, next VR aviation pilot that wants to use this plane, it'll be at McCarran, and you can fly into many different jobs from McCarran to others, FBOs within our expanding network. And we decided on this stream we're going to be adding is it Bakersfield? Yeah, Bakersfield, to complete a triangle. All right, we're going to get our speed up here to vertical
Airborne
flight.
time locked.
Airspeed's alive. Trim it up. Flaps up. Speed coming on. Add a little bit more throttle. Autopilot on. Now this time it didn't take such an aggressive... Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's going to take an aggressive move to the magenta. Look at that. Wow.
Palm Springs Tower, Cessna November.
Yeah, that's pretty aggressive.
Tango Delta continue for north departure.
Oh, those beautiful Palm Spring homes down there. Let's take a look at the outside of this bird here. I'm sure Diesel has this on his list of liveries. If you guys are interested in VR aviation liveries for FS 2020, Diesel's put his expertise in designing one for the DA62, the TBM 930, and what am I missing? You're working on one, the PC, no, the TBM 930, the DA62. You're working on one for, I can't remember, the King Air. You're working on one for the King Air. Actually, you sent me the first version of that, so I'm going to be checking that out. So just go to the Discord server, look for the channel. It says MSFS liveries, and or I should say VR aviation liveries or something. You'll see it. Just scroll down and you'll see those liveries, and there's links to them if you want to download them. All right, beautiful job by Diesel. The Caravan, you're working on you pretty much finished the one for the King Air, so I'll be testing that out within the next day or so, and then you're working on one for this guy. Cool.
Golf Charlie, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
All right, so we're rolling nicely here, 120 knots.
Palm Springs Tower, Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie, frequency change. SoCal approach, Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie is type Cessna Caravan 5 miles north of Palm Springs. Request flight following.
Plane does not fly very quickly.
Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie, SoCal approach. Squawk 5017.
Squawk 5017, Cessna 8 Golf Charlie.
Hopefully we'll get enough altitude to get over those hills in front of us there.
Cessna 8 Golf Charlie, radar contact 6 miles north of Palm Springs, 2,800 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Copy, Cessna 8 Golf Charlie.
One thing I was thinking about with the inserts, the G2 inserts, the lens inserts, is, even if I didn't need lens, eye correction for, lens correction for my eyes, and I just wanted the blue filtering, I think having those inserts in the G2, it's going to keep your lenses cleaner, the G2 lenses cleaner, right? Because you can just take out those insertable lenses, clean them, and put them back in, rather than touch the lenses of the headset. So, one of the problems I have with a VR headset is that, like right now, you guys can't see it, but I see like little pieces of dust and smudges because I'm always tilting this thing, putting on, my forehead or whatever. There's like little smudges on the lenses, and you really can't put liquid on these lenses, so you have to be creative in the way that you safely clean them. I think having those lens inserts, the added value there is that your lenses are going to stay cleaner, right? Because you're not touching them. So we'll see. Hopefully that company, VR Wave, will send me those lenses and we'll be able to check them out. All right, so I think we've got plenty of altitude to get over these mountains here. We're just going to stay in the cockpit here until we do, just to make sure. We're only doing 127 knots here. Of course, the vector has us on at the highest point of these hills. Couldn't be over there to the 11 o'clock, right? It's got to be right at the highest vector point here, but we should be okay. Because I mean, I will tell you that even I think the blue filters are going to help me, because even like in the CV1, after like an hour or two in the headset, my eyes do kind of get tired, So the 208 and the Baron are next on your list. Awesome, that's great, man. Really appreciate you doing that. I know it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, and that's great. Do I have any twins? Mind flying them next? I think tonight's just going to be the Caravan, Tazzy, but next time we'll fly a twin engine. Maybe we'll fly the Baron next time. We can fly the Baron, or we can fly the SC2. We'll fly one of those guys, all right? I like that Baron. Blue filters were proven to be BS tech because it goes around the glasses into your eyes. Yeah, but the thing in the headset, though, the blue filters completely cover the lens, so the light can't get around the filter. Right? So, yes, I can understand that in, like, real-world glasses, but in the headset, the insert covers the entire two lenses, and all of the light has to go through the blue filter. So maybe, while you're probably right about that, but in any event, we'll see what happens. All right, plenty of altitude to get past those hills. We're climbing up to 7,000. Ooh, we're over torquing the engine here. Not a good idea. Let's bring that throttle back a little bit. All right, so we got 103 miles to go to Clark. This is going to be a longer trip, right? So we got 153 some odd miles to go. So we'll have some time here to chat. Coming up to altitude, we're at 6,500. Yes, you need blue light to see, but I think the problem, though, is that screens generate a lot of blue light. I mean, I will tell you, okay, maybe it's placebo, but I work a lot with screens, and I was getting headaches, and I was having, like, vision issues and stuff. Years ago, like 5-6 years ago, I bought a pretty good pair of blue filter glasses, and I noticed the difference. I stopped getting the headaches. My eyes weren't getting tired, and I personally saw a difference. Now, maybe it was placebo, but like I said, in a headset, because these lenses completely cover, these inserts completely cover the lens, the blue light has to go through the filter, right? So we'll see.
128.15 for Cessna.
All right, we're at altitude at 7,000.
Los Angeles Center, Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie, 7,000 feet.
Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie, Los Angeles Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.92.
Looks pretty cool from up here. So what? So let me ask you a question. Does the what you're seeing in the cockpit, does it look pretty smooth? Those of you that have been watched my streams before, you know that it's been kind of jerky and janky. Does it seem much better, like much smoother now that I've switched to this different technique of using the one eye of a Microsoft Flight Simulator? Hopefully it does. I mean, I'm just looking at it here. It seems much, when I'm moving my head, certainly doesn't feel as jerky. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break here, and I will be back in a few minutes. Give me a few minutes here. Hey, Sar, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. I'm going to be back in 5 minutes, guys. Give me a few minutes. Alright guys, I'm back. So Bakerfield is beginning construction for the RFBO. Awesome. Be up and running in 2 days. Thanks, Diesel. Appreciate that. So we'll have a nice triangle. And then we can, I guess probably thinking about this, maybe we want to set it up so that the 3 hubs are all connected, like they all produce flights to each other, right? I'm gonna think about the best way to do that. And then I guess we don't have enough spokes now, so I guess we should probably just do a lot of random flights. This way we'll get a lot of mixture and stuff. But in any event, as of now, we got so many jobs that we have to fly to clean to get through to at this point. So I think we just worry about the jobs that we have in the group now, and then you know, sort of we can redesign things once we get that going. I guess for now, just make Bakerfield like connected to the 2 main hubs and have a random one. I don't know, something like that. Well, that's cool. So that gives some nice flights for you with a larger plane. We need. I was thinking about getting a Challenger or renting a Challenger, because the Challenger has 13,000 pounds cargo still. So I could rent the Challenger and wipe out a bunch of jobs with that, you know. Oh, awesome. That's great. So you can clean up a lot of those past due jobs. That's good. Yeah, so I think we've got like 5 active pilots now. We need to get some more active pilots in the group. Need the word to spread. Need to get more people involved, and hopefully that'll come soon. But I think for now we leave the FBOs the way they are. It's a nice enough network with plenty of cool places to fly to. I've never even flown into that airport in VR, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. Bakersfield. Kind of looking forward to that. Small job. Yeah, well, I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm going to be done flying here after this stream, because I've got some other stuff I got to do today. But yeah, I'll take that. I'll help out with that as best I can. In fact, while we're flying here, Conrad, if you're still there, I'm going to get Conrad his key. Yep, he did IM me. Just send him his key. All right, Conrad's got his key. All right, just sent you the key, Conrad, so you're good to go. There's the full cockpit. If I sit back here, you guys can see the full cockpit of the Caravan. Beautiful Caravan. Man, it's too bad that they lowered the cargo on that longitude. I mean, I guess 5,000 or close to 5,000 isn't too bad. Too bad. Yeah, I'll probably rent the Challenger, because that, you know, I can haul like 12,000 pounds or 11,000 pounds at a time with that, and put a dent in some of that cargo we have, you know. Hey, Skidmark, how you doing? You flying a DA62 for the first time, looking out the window. It's beautiful. Awesome. Yeah, DA62 is an awesome plane. I love that plane. Fast. Decent number of passengers. You don't have to worry about mixture or anything. That's great, Conrad. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear it won't get wasted. That's awesome. And we'll have more keys to give away next month. So February we'll get probably one or two more. And you know, the folks at OnAir are kind enough to generously donate those keys, and we'll keep giving them away as long as we keep getting them. If you want to check out their website, just go to, let me pull that up here so you could see that. Give me 1 second here. OnAir.
Cessna 8 Golf Charlie, contact Los Angeles Center on 132.5.
Going to 132.5 Cessna
It's nice
8 Golf
having
Charlie. Los
someone
Angeles
managing
Center,
that.
Cessna
So
November
it's cool.
32
So
8
if you
Golf
look
Charlie,
at,
7,000 feet.
This is it, onair.company, and you can find out everything you need to know about OnAir, which I explain, as well as FS 2020. You get a 7-day free trial if you want to check that out. Very easy to set up. If you look at, if you want to know about it, if you're new to it, check out the first stream I ever did, #1, OnAir #1 that I ever did, and there I talk about like getting started and stuff. So check that out, and they have some videos on their YouTube as well. But in my video, I kind of go over some of the details. So make sure you check that out. It's the video #1, OnAir #1. Just look in my catalog of videos and you'll find it. All right, and that would be helpful there. All right, so we're about halfway through our flight to Las Vegas. Yeah, the 62 is tight. I've never been in one in real life, but I've seen them in real life, and they look pretty small. They look really cramped, you know. The 42 is underpowered, yeah. Yeah. 42 is only a 2-seater, right? I think. Or maybe the 40, that's the DA40. I like the DA40 in VR in Microsoft Flight Simulator because it's got that wide windscreen and you can basically see everything. It's a great scenic plane. So Tazzy, have you started your flight training yet? Just curious. And it must be great. Your dad's a pilot, so that's probably really helpful. You can talk aviation with your dad. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's check out VR here. I'm just resting my eyes here a little bit. Oh, it looks beautiful. Check out the cabin here. Look in the back here. Oh, we got an empty plane, even though I guess we just got all... Where's the cargo? I don't know. Pretty cool. At least they finished the back. In the longitude, they have like right here, right behind the pilots and co-pilot seats, they have like a drape, and if you tilt your head inside that, it's basically nothing back there. So they decided not to complete the cabin. Now the cabin in the CJ4 is completed, so if you turn your head and look back there, that's completed. But for some reason, the longitude, they left it uncompleted, which is kind of a bummer. But all right, so it was a diesel that said the OVR tool on Steam allows you to bring in chat into the cockpit. I guess a window into the cockpit. Let me just look that up here. I don't want to crash. I'm not going to load up Steam here, but I want to go see if I can find let's see if I can find let's see, what is it called? OER toolkit, right? Okay, OVR toolkit, control media with your wrist. Designed to viewing, just simple, allows you to view desktop and then VR. $11. Works with Windows Mixed Reality. Does it require Steam VR to be running?
8 Golf Charlie. Los Angeles Center,
It's
Cessna
Steam
November
VR
328
overlay.
Golf Charlie, 7,000 feet.
So when I'm using Microsoft Flight Simulator and I'm using the OpenXR, I'm not using Steam VR. So the problem is I have to have Steam VR running as well for this to work, I guess. So it's not going to work with OpenXR, which gotta think about that. So let me ask you a question, Diesel. So you're flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Which headset are you using? Because when you use the G2, you don't have Steam VR running, right? You're just using OpenXR. So if you add Steam VR to the mix, does that negate OpenXR? Because you have to have Steam VR running to run OVR Toolkit, right? I'm just trying to understand it, because I've got everything configured through OpenXR with Microsoft Flight Simulator and the G2. I don't want to. Okay, use a valve index. Okay, run it through Steam. All right. See, for me, that it'll create an issue because I'm using OpenXR, which is better to use with the G2 and Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't have Steam VR running. So I'd have to ditch OpenXR, run Steam VR instead, and then I'd be able to use the OVR tool. That's my understanding. So I think really what I need, if I'm going to use OpenXR, there needs to be an OVR tool for OpenXR, basically. Right? There's a way to set Steam to use OpenXR. Okay. Alright, so I'll have to look into that. Have to look into that. But still, you're going to have SteamVR running to use OVR Toolkit. Yeah, it's okay. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. It can get confusing, but the thing is, I think you want to run the most optimal engine for the flight simulator that you're using. So, like an X-Plane, it's SteamVR. So OVR Toolkit would work with X-Plane. But an X-Plane, I don't need that because I use MoveVR, right? And that's a free app, although the OVR Toolkit, I probably should buy it anyway because it's probably better than MoveVR. And then, alright, I have to figure that out. So, but when X-Plane, it's OpenXR, so. The OVR Toolkit people should develop one for OpenXR. That's what they should do. And that way, that would be awesome if they did that. Because I looked around and I couldn't find any native OpenXR window insertion tools, if you will. There's nothing for OpenXR that allows you to do window insertion. Yeah, you're afraid. I know what you mean. Like, you don't want to mess with things because everything sort of works. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Good to see you again. Appreciate you joining the stream here. We're just flying to Las Vegas here. We're about halfway through our trip to Vegas here. We're, let's see, how many miles are we here? 55 miles away, so pretty close. About 25 minutes. See here if I show you the display here. This is what's cool about OnAir. It gives you this this map. So here's our airplane. We left Palm down here. We left Palm Springs, and we're flying right now. We could actually bring up the airport data. We're flying to McCarran, KLAS, right here, and we got 53 miles to go. We're heading 370 elevation at 2,100 feet, which is fine. And over here to the right, you can see altitude, power, speed. Pretty cool. Gives you all this information, which is this is how it goes beyond FS Economy. It's more detailed, right? Info. Would be really cool if you could overlay Sky Vector VFR charts on here, so you could see elevation numbers and stuff like that. That would be very, very cool. Here you can show airports if you want to see all the different airports that are around, which I kind of like to do. It gives you that. And if you wanted to see the METARs, you could do that. So it shows you that. But yeah, it's a nice feature. So it said the runway is about 2,200 feet at McCarran, so we'll have to be prepared for that. We're flying at 7,000 right now. So yeah, I'll check out the OVR Toolkit. I know you mentioned that to me before. A number of people have, and I probably should just spend the $12 and have it, at least for X-Plane, you know, because I'm sure it'll be helpful there. And see how if I can integrate it here, you know, figure out a way to integrate it here. But like you said, I don't want to monkey around with my settings either, because although I know I could get back to them, it's pretty simple. OpenXR is at 50%, and rendering in Microsoft Flight Simulator I have it set at 90 when I'm streaming, so that's pretty simple. Hey Sar, so do you have VR? He says, do you have VR drift for the G2? You have it only for MFS. My head position is shifting upwards after a few minutes of flying. No, I don't have that at all. I don't have that at all with the G2. In fact, I was going to say, like, if I'm in the air cockpit in VR, and I go out and I center myself, and then I go outside. When I go back in the inside in the cockpit, it's always right back in the same center position that I set. So no, I don't have that drift at all. Maybe it has something to do with the lighting in your room, because remember that the G2 is a inside-out tracking. So, and I know that it basically uses the walls and its position in space to figure out whether it's centered and where it should be. So if your lights are kind of dark in your room, maybe that could be a problem because it doesn't see the objects in your room properly. So maybe, I'm not sure, that's something I would try. If your lights are on the low side, you might want to try that. Because there's basically cameras in the G2 trying to figure out where it is in space. That's how inside tracking works, right? It sees the walls in front of it, to the side of it, on top of it, wherever, and it knows where it should be, pretty much, right? So I would check the lighting in your room. If that's okay, then I'm not sure what it is. I haven't gotten drift really at all. Knock on wood. The one thing I wish that Asobo would fix, and I've talked about this before, on the PFD, if you hit this flight plan, there's this little insert. The text here is so small, it's unreadable. Even in 2D, you have to zoom in to read it. I mean, I have to really lean in, and I can barely make it out. They need to make this text larger in that window. Please, please. If you guys haven't already, I've already sent the request. If you could send a request for that, to fix that. And also, the numbers never change. Like, they should be changing based upon your, getting closer to your next waypoint. The nautical miles never change on this, so they need to fix that too. This whole insert for flight plan needs some work. Larger font, and it needs to have needs to change based upon as you're getting closer to your waypoints. So if you guys could let them know that, that'd be awesome. You'll check that, but the drift can be abrupt and not linear. I'm not sure. That's a tracking, drift is a tracking issue, I would say, right? All right, Tazzy. Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate it. We'll catch you next time, and good luck on your exams next month. Yeah. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon, and hopefully again in the stream. Tazzy's from the land down under, and he joins us basically on a 12 or 11 hour difference, right? So take care, man. That's awesome. Appreciate you following the stream. Appreciate that. So what do you guys think about this GPU shortage? My God, even like older GPUs you can't get. I mean, I heard someone told me that NVIDIA is talking about releasing the 2060 because I guess, no one knows the full reason why, but I think they probably have ample stock of the components and they know they can offload it on people that, whatever, that are just trying to buy a GPU. It's ridiculous. The GPU, I mean, it's ridiculous. And I mean, maybe Bitcoin's kind of lost. It went up to like 45,000. Now it's down to like the low 30s. Maybe that'll help depreciate things, but you gotta remember, Bitcoin isn't mined on GPUs. It's mined on ASIC miners. So all the GPU mining is Ethereum, and Ethereum is holding its price. So that's like the major altcoin, I think, that's causing one of the things that's causing the demand for GPUs. It's just insane. You know, you can't find one. I remember when I bought my 1080 Ti in 2017, I guess it was. It was available right on Newegg. Boom, bought it, right? Had it shipped in a day. Now, everything's a premium. Even like the 1080 Ti, like on eBay, I could sell my 1080 Ti for like almost $600. I mean, it's awesome. Now, the problem is, like, when the 3080s become available, the price of the used 1080 Ti's are going to go down, but what can you do, right? But it's just insane, you know? How are these people getting 1080 Ti, 3080 Ti's? How are they getting them? I don't know. They're spending the money on buying them on eBay? I don't know. Oh, you live in India? Oh, I thought you lived in Australia, Tazzy. Sorry. Conrad often wonders if the image on his monitor contributes to drift. Sometimes get random drift in ideal situations. I don't know. I think the monitor, you mean your 2D monitor? I think that's a completely separate image flow from the system, right? I don't know. I think it's more the headset, right? It's basically, especially if you're using a headset like the G2 that's inside-out tracking. Generally, Generally, tracking or drift is like lighting issues. You know, that's what at least that I've read and found. So, not sure. I had a really cool experience flying in FS 2020 in VR this week. I was flying the King Air from somewhere in Massachusetts down to LaGuardia, and it was in the like 4 p.m. right around there, 4:30. And as I flew into LaGuardia, I was flying towards the west. The sun was setting, and I actually had to worry about sun glare as I was landing on the runway coming in from the north as I turned. And it was like, I wish I had like a sun visor or like sunglasses on. That's how realistic it was. It was really weird. I never had that in X-Plane. Like, X-Plane, the sun never bothered. I can't recall where the sun was affecting my vision. But in Flight Simulator, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it was definitely affecting my vision. And I had to actually change my head position so that I didn't see the sun. It really made for a lifelike immersion, you know. In Upload VR, there's a great report where it explained index shortage due to big companies pre-ordering huge stocks of components, which leave the smaller ones searching for new resources. Can explain this GPU shortage. Yeah, I think there's a couple of reasons. So it's the miners buying up GPUs. It's the Chinese buying up GPUs for mining. It's people being in their homes due to COVID that are buying, that are doing more online and gaming. So that's going up.
Las Vegas approach Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie.
Explain its crappy
Request
sun. I
clearance
agree.
to transition Bravo airspace.
So there's a lot of things contributing to the GPU. It's like you said, pre-ordering from large companies. But hopefully they'll fix that, because I want to get my hands on a GPU. I really do. And I would like to start building a mining rig, and I don't want to use older GPUs for that. I want to use more efficient ones, and that 3060 Ti seems to be the sweet spot for Ethereum mining, you know. So I just want to get my hands on a couple of those. Can't do it. Need an inside track. Any of you guys that got an inside track, IM me on Discord. Just kidding. We'll figure it out. All right, let me just add a little bit more power here. I could add a little bit more power. All right, so we're coming into Kibsey, and I guess Kibsey puts us pretty close to Las Vegas, so we could probably start to ascend or descend, I should say. So we're going to go down to 5,000. What? Vertical speed. Alright, let's get our butts down here. Vegas is right over there. In 6 miles we'll make our turn into the airport, or I should say at Kibsey. So 6 miles to Kibsey, and then we'll make our turn into the airport. Yeah, because I was going to hold out for a 3080 Ti, but apparently NVIDIA is in no hurry to release a 3080 Ti, so I'm just going to go with a 3080. It's got 10 gigabytes of VRAM. That should be plenty, and, you know, I think that's going to be plenty of power, coupled with the CPU that I have for any of the flight simulators that I use. Yeah, so that's the plan. Probably can go for 3070. We'll see. I don't know. It's between those two. Between those two. All right, I can see the runways from here. All right, we got 10 miles to KLAS. Let's just see here. We're clear to the Bravo airspace.
Las Vegas Tower Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie is 11 miles southwest with Mike to land.
Cessna November 328 Golf Charlie, Las Vegas Tower. Fly straight in runway 1 left. Altimeter 29.9 to wind 257 at tree. Cessna 8 Golf Charlie cleared to land runway 1 left. Wind 257 at tree.
Make straight in runway 1 left Cessna 8 Golf Charlie.
All right, 1 left, 10 miles. We can come down to 35. It's a cool area to fly, all these mountains, and you got Las Vegas there. I wonder if there's better scenery for Las Vegas. It looks pretty awful in FS 2020. You would think that'd be one of the areas that they would do custom work on, you know, because it's really a popular area. So I have to see if there's some scenery available for that, because it's one of our airports. All right, so we're gonna have to get over here to the left. Let's see, where are we landing? One left. So, all right, let's take it off autopilot. full here. You know, I always kind of like, not complained, but I always like, well, I guess complained about X-Plane 11 being too dark. Well, I could tell you, Microsoft Flight Simulator is very, very bright. Super bright. In fact, maybe too bright. It would be really great if you've had some control over, like, the hue and the gamma and the brightness of the view in VR, but I haven't figured out a way to do that, because I would definitely, like, lower the brightness and maybe increase the contrast a little bit, just so you can see those mountains a little bit better, because they're sometimes it looks kind of washed out, you know. I mean, that could be the G2 too. It looks perfectly fine on the Dell monitor that I have, the gaming monitor I have. All right, we got our eyes on runway 1 left.
500.
See all those cars in the parking lot down there? There's the city. Pretty bland Vegas city. .95 knots. We can actually come down further than that. Plenty of runway to work with here. .74, throttle down, flare up. Let the energy bleed off. There you go. Front wheel down. Ground handling is still pretty terrible. I have not figured out the secret to sensitivity of the pedals yet. I tried a number of things, and I just don't have the time to fiddle with it anymore. So I just kind of like live with the fact that it's oversensitive. Yeah. So anyway. All right, let's take her over here.
Cessna 8 Golf Charlie exit runway when able. Cessna 8 Golf Charlie contact ground on 127.9er.
We're just gonna run rogue here.
127.9er for Cessna 8 Golf Charlie.
Well, he's standing in a weird place next to that plane. I can't get in there. That's a nice livery with the DHL. Be cool if that was made available to us, right? That's a pretty cool livery. We're just gonna go right here. It's fine. All right, parking brake on. Off. I should parking brake on. Oop, not that. Parking brake on. And let's get the mixture off. Prop back, mixtured off.
Engine off, time logged.
And let's get
Flight
the
is finished.
avionics off.
It has been monitored by OnAir.
And let's get the battery off. What? Battery doesn't work? Okay. Oh, I know why. Yeah, as soon as you do that, look, it goes here and I can't turn the plane off. Oh, well. So that gives us our flight. It was about an hour flight. All right, let's get to... switch this to 2D. We're going to go to the Dell monitor. Boom. All right, good. Okay. X-Plane 11, you can use VM Twic VR Lewis script. You can modify the brightness and many performance settings. I highly recommend that. Yeah, that's a good idea. because it is a little bit dark in X-Plane 11, for sure. All right, so let's see. We got 1.7 minutes here. Conrad said you go back to the dashboard and then the live map, and then we should be able to see this thing after a minute and a half of it being, deboarded, or should say unloaded, and then we'll check out. We'll check out the kind of money we made. Well, actually, we could probably do that now. Let's go to income sheet and cargo services. So we made $1,300 and about $1,700 for myself, and so that's about what we made for the group, minus expenses and stuff. So not a lot. These little planes don't make a lot, so you really. Thankfully we got guys like Diesel and hopefully others that'll be able to fly the A320s that can really pass a lot of cargo. So, in any event, guys, that's going to just about do it for me. While we're here, let's just check out the VR Aviation dashboard here so you could see the fate or the status of our virtual airline, VR Aviation Air. Takes a few seconds here to load up. By the way, these clients, that does have an effect on your GPU. I noticed, while I was mining, if I bring this up, it lowers the hash rate, believe it or not. All right, so we got $5.2 million in cash. Company value is 16.6. $10.6 million in income. 10 aircraft, 3 employees because we got people hired. We've got 61 job pending. 342 jobs completed. That's moving pretty nicely. 6 FBOs. Let's check those out because we've added Bakersfield now, which is a Type 5. All right, we should have plenty of gas at all these. I made sure that we ordered gas for those. Yep. Yeah, so we've got fuel. Make sure when you fly in, use the VRA FBO so you use our fuel. Okay. And, so... Let's see, what else we got here? Go back to here. And if we look at the income sheet, expenses, let's see, the cargo services. So these are the flights that I just delivered. It's too bad that they don't give you more detail, like what airport. They should tell you what airport. I mean, they need more detail here. What airport, which pilot. Airport and pilot. I mean, it's a virtual airline. You want to have accuracy of that. The one thing that doesn't work that I wish worked was this flight log report. It doesn't work. This would be great for managing a virtual airline because you could add pilot to this. So you could departure, and arrival, all the information you need so that you'd be able to understand how your pilots are doing. Right now, you're pretty much blind in managing a virtual airline on air. But they're working on it, and hopefully they'll get to that. But in any event, that's where we are with the airline. You can see it on individual aircraft. Yeah, I get that. So if I go to aircraft, then I go to, which was I was just flying this guy. So if you go to details, I guess, or events, what do you go to? View all players' flight stats. I don't know what that means. Which flight log? Okay, let's see. Flights? Okay, but it doesn't tell me pilot. It would be really nice if it told... Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay. Good, it does. Oh. Gotcha. So here's the thing. You need a meta report of all the planes, right? So this one on the higher level one should have every plane together rather than have individual planes. Because it's, if you got 20 planes, I mean, You got to look through it. So here I could see. It doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't show you. All right, how about profitability? That would be helpful here. There's a lot of things I can think of that would help a virtual airline, right? It's incomplete. Oh, okay, what happens if you go here? Yeah, it's incomplete. Yeah, but if I export it to Excel, does it have more information than this, or just this information? Because this doesn't tell me profitability. I mean, would be pretty easy to put profitability here, right? That's the kind of thing that you need when you're running a VA, right? Profitability of each one of these flights, okay? And then a top-level report that has them all, right? And then maybe something that, so I could see overall from a specific date in, let's say, January, the profitability of all the flights put together, right? They need to do some work on their reporting. In any event, yeah, this is great. So the other thing is, how do you see this report for pilots that are using planes they're renting, like you? You're using an A320. How do I see that? Like, is there a way for me to see that? Yeah, you can combine it, but it doesn't give you all the information that you need. You need more information. It doesn't give you. So if I go to pilot, it doesn't have like a pilot thing. Like, I should be able to see like pilot profitability. You know? Anyway, they need to work on the reporting. We all know that. All right, cool. Well, listen, guys, that's going to do it for me. Appreciate you guys joining today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't hit that like button, please do. And the subscribe button as well. And I'll be on here next Saturday. Look for a couple of videos this week. I'll be working on a couple of videos, so those will be coming out. Appreciate all the input. And guys, have a great Saturday. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.